That curly-haired freak? That's me, Jared Marr. I'm an artist from the Bay Area who's exploring culture and religion through food. Today we're meeting the delightful Debbie Dingman, who's showing us how to whip up some of her renowned rolls and feast fantastically. This episode is Quakers Through Food. We arrive at Camp Tilikum. This Quaker retreat center has been in operation since 1971 and hosts over 3,500 people a year to get in touch with God and nature. Struggling to find our Quaker baker, we eventually discover her in the kitchen, naturally.
This is our Quaker baker, Debbie, at
Hi.
Camp Tilikum. And today, what are we making?
We are doing our cereal rolls. We make this at Tilikum from leftover cereal from breakfast that we serve our guests.
Cool. So what are we making it with?
A 10-grain cereal that's already cooked, butter that will melt in just a little bit. There's yeast and powdered milk here. Water to make the powdered milk turn into milk. 3 eggs, some salt, flour of course, and then brown sugar.
Venturing over to our industrial mixer, Debbie puts me in charge of cracking the eggs while she melts the butter.
Do you want to do this, Jared?
I can do one. I can actually do it with one hand, actually.
You're good. I don't
figured that out.
trust myself. Look at that.
Oh no. On camera too. No. There you
Go
go.
rescue the butter.
Oh, good job, Jared.
Embarrassing myself, and now humbled, I watched Debbie combine the cereal, powdered milk, yeast, brown sugar, salt, and some water.
And this won't make dough, it'll just make kind of a slurry, which is, like really gooey hot cereal.
My favorite. Eat that on a daily.
Just a second.
Alright, Debbie, how old is this machine? You don't know?
It was here when I came.
Okay, how long have you been here?
9 years.
9 years? Nice.
Yes. They make them bigger, they make the ones that sit on the floor. They're huge. The bowl is
Oh my
this
goodness.
big.
What would you use that for?
400 rolls.
Oh my goodness.
A batch of a lot of bread.
A lot of bread.
Yeah, we
That's
don't
a
do
lot
that
of
much
carbs.
here.
We then add the warm butter, mix it for a few minutes, scrape down the sides, then continue mixing for 5 more minutes.
I'm going to set it to 2 this time, so it's going to go a little faster.
Oh wow.
It's a really good bump sound.
That's definitely going to be the beat of my next mixtape. Debbie scrapes down the sides and surprisingly employs me with another task.
Then which way am I turning it?
Yep, turn it till it locks. So to the left, you should. You let go of it, and it'll stop turning. You got it.
Oh, sick. Oh, yes.
I'm gonna put in just a little bit of the flour.
You pull it up, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Or this way. Oh yeah.
Pull it up towards you. Then we have to close the veil.
Another job executed to perfection. We continue to add flour to the bowl and wait until it's thoroughly kneaded. To pass the time, we cut forward to learn about what makes this bread so special.
Reusing. How important is that to the Quaker values?
One of the things that makes our breads and rolls here really good is that we do get to use leftover cereal. And that's a value that is throughout our camp, using things that are still reusable.
In no time, the bread is kneaded and we're ready to rise. And also, ready to learn more about our Quaker baker.
How did you get into baking?
Being a mom was winding down that job. They were going to be going off to college or going
Yeah.
off to life. And I was kind of asking the Lord what he wanted me to do with the rest of my time. One of my friends said, well, why don't you try coming out to the camp that I helped direct? We need some help in the kitchen. And I was kind of like, I didn't want to ever be a cook. I didn't want to bake. I didn't, whatever. And I said, well, I'll pray about it. I did, and the Lord reminded me when I was a little camper. Do you remember going into the kitchen and looking over the edge and looking into that kitchen and seeing that big mixer that's on the floor? Do you remember saying to yourself, someday I want to work in that kitchen with the big girl toys? And I'm going, oh yeah, I remember. And he says, I want you to get started with that.
After the dough rises, we're ready to create the individual rolls.
So have you made rolls before, or
No.
spheres? Okay. So what I do, because they're kind of odd shaped, I'll just squish it in my hands. Then with the palm of your hand right here, you're gonna, just like Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. So push down with the palm of your hand, flat, push down hard against the table. Harder.
Oh, hard. Oh,
hard, really
I
hard.
feel it.
Use those triceps that I feel right away. Okay, now put your fingertips onto the tabletop. Keep going round and round. And bring your hands, fingertips closer into the ball of the dough. Then open up and see what you got.
Okay.
Look at that.
Okay. My mom can't watch this. She's gonna expect me to make rolls after this.
While we roll, we hear more about Debbie's heritage as a Quaker.
Grew up at Newburgh Friends, which is one of the main churches here in town. I love the emphasis of Christ being present with us all the time, His Spirit living within us, and also the fact of spiritual communion and spiritual baptism. There's less emphasis on the outside and the outside presence and the sacraments like the Catholic Church has more of. But I married into the Catholic faith. My husband was Catholic, and I attended the Catholic Church in college with him, and realized there's this really big picture out there of Christ followers.
Okay, I'll admit to messing up a tad bit with the rolls.
Looks like you got some rolls there.
Yeah, these are great. They're wonderful. I'm definitely an expert.
Good job. You got nice, smooth, round rolls.
Yeah.
A couple of them bigger than others, so do you mind if I...
Go for it.
Debbie helps salvage my failures, and it's off to the oven for 15 minutes. Fresh out the oven, we let the rolls rest in a coating of butter, and then it's time to feast.
Oh, Debbie.
Here we are.
You finally made it.
And there's those rolls.
Yes.
They are beautiful.
Yes, they are. Oh, they're soft.
And they're warm.
Yes. Are they ready to eat?
They're ready to eat.
The rolls were warm and delicious, more than exceeding my expectations for bread. Through this journey with Debbie, I've learned about reusing leftovers, techniques with shaping rolls, and the importance of humility while baking. I've also discovered the Quaker value of simplicity, encouraged by stories of listening to our callings and fellowshipping over food. Thanks, Debbie. You're my favorite Quaker baker.